Successfully, we have completed this registration form. Now what we will do, we are going to work on registration API. I will close these files. Now this user is another feature in our project. So here inside this features folder, I will be creating one folder user. For products, we have created product inside which we are having entire product slice data. Now for this another feature user, we are going to create user slice.js. And inside this, first we are going to import the slice. Import. Here we will be writing create slice from Redux Toolkit. Below this, we are just going to invoke this create slice, inside which we are going to pass object of options. And this entire value we are going to assign to the variable user slice. And first thing, we have to define the name of the slice. Here I will be passing user. Whatever name you want, you can easily pass that name. But for simplicity, I will only pass user. Then next, we have to define initial state. And this is nothing but object inside which I will be passing all the initial state values. The first thing, I will be passing user, and initially as soon as application loads, we will not have any user unless and until they register or log in. So that is the reason initial value of user will be null. Then here same thing, we will pass loading to be false. Then we are going to pass error to be null. And here we will be passing success to be false. Why? Because whenever we are sending the response, we are also sending the success. Let me just show you. I will open user controller, and inside this you can see whenever we are sending any response, we are also having this success value. So that is the reason initially success will be false. Then finally last value is authenticated, and for this also initial value we are going to pass false. Only if the user registers or login is authenticated will be set to true, and only then user can access different routes. Then next finally we are having reducers. Open. Now I'm just going to open product slice, and from here I'm just going to copy this remove errors reducer. Copy and paste. Now we are also displaying the success message. So below this, I will be writing remove success. Here I will be passing state. Now what I have to access? I have to access success state. Okay. If I am having any success message, after some time, I have to remove that success message. So that is the reason we will pass state.success to be null. Then finally, we have to export all these things. Export. Remove errors, remove success. From where we have to export? We have to export from user slice.actions. And finally, we are just going to do default export of a reducer. Here, let me just write const export default. I will access this user slice. From there, I'm just going to access reducer. So whenever we are importing reducer, we can give any name. After creating this, it is very important we import the reducer in our store. So here I'm just going to open store. So for product we have included. Now we are having user. So in this way we will be passing user reducer. Now above this I'm just going to import. Copy this. I will paste it here. Remove this entire thing. I will come inside this features folder. There we are having user. From there we will access user slice.js. And why we are passing user reducer? Because while exporting we have done default export. So that is the reason while importing we can give any name. So whenever we have access product state using use selector, we have always used state.product. Now to access user, we will always use state.user. Now close and also close. Scroll up. Now we are going to work on registration API. So here I will write register API. For that, we are going to import this create async thunk, and also below this we are going to import Axios. I'm just going to invoke this create async thunk. Using this, we can easily perform asynchronous operation, and this entire explanation we have already seen when we work with product slice. So here we will be passing two arguments. First will be the action type. So whatever name we have given, exact same name, and then I will be passing register. As I have already mentioned, using this create async thunk, we get life cycle actions like pending, fulfilled and rejected. Then next, we are going to pass callback function. And for this function, I will make as async function. And inside this, first we will be passing the payload. And inside this register.jsx, what payload we have to pass? This entire form data we have to pass as the payload. So payload value, I will be passing user data. If you're having only one data, directly you can pass, because inside this my form itself, I will have entire info. But if you're having multiple payloads, then accordingly you have to wrap in curly braces that we have already seen when we fetched all the products. Then second argument, from inside this object, we will pass this reject with values. Using this, we can handle custom errors. And this entire create async thunk, we are just going to assign to the variable. Here, I will give the variable register. And this actions we have to dispatch in other files. So directly, we are just going to export this action. We are using async function. So inside this, we will write try and catch block. Here I will be passing error. Let me just open product slice. From here, I will just copy this entire return, copy, and inside this, I'm just going to paste. If I am having any error, then whatever response error I am having, that error has to be shown. Or else remove this. Here I will write registration failed. Please try again later. Now first, inside this try block, we are going to create one variable config, and for this we will be passing as object, inside which we are going to pass headers. Okay, now what these headers will be holding, it is just going to hold content type. So inside the register.jsx, we are also including the image. So what we have to do, for this form, we will be passing one attribute ink type, and for this, we will assign the value multi-part form data. So apart from text, if we are having some other data, in this case, we are having image. So here we have to pass ink type, for which we are going to assign the value multi-part form data. Now inside these headers, we have to pass the content type. I will just come here. I will be writing content type, for which I have to assign exact same value. I will copy this entire data, and inside this I'm just going to assign. So using this config, we are just defining the header, inside which we are defining content type, for which we will assign multi-part form data. Here I will be writing await Axios.post request, because only using post we will be sending all the data, and inside this we have to pass the route. So what route we have to pass? Whatever route we have given in the backend, exact same route, API/v1. For register, we have passed register. Let me open user routes. You can see for register, we are using /register, and we are using this post request. So that is the reason in this way we are going to pass, and this entire data we are going to assign to the response. And inside the response, we will have data. So directly we are just going to destructure data. And this, it should be outside of this config. Okay, this is entire config, and we have to define this Axios outside of this config. Next, what we have to pass? We have to pass user data. I will copy and paste. Then finally, we have to define this config. So whenever we are hitting this request, we are also passing headers. That is, we are also including this content type to our request. So in this way, we are going to call our API. So this is our route, this is the data, and this is our header. Below this, I will write log. Inside this, I will be passing registration data. And here finally, I'm just going to return data. Okay, that's it. In this way, first we are going to define the header, and after that we are going to call the API along with user data and header. And finally, we are going to send the data. After all this, what we have to do, whatever life cycle actions this create async thunk will be providing, based on that, we have to add different cases. So scroll down. Here we will be writing extra reduces. Okay, exact same thing what we have done in product slice. For this, we are going to assign this function, and inside this, we will be passing one parameter builder. Now one by one, we will be adding all the cases, and this case will be for registration cases. Okay, later on for login, for logout, we will be adding different cases. Here I will write builder.add case. First, we are going to check for pending lifecycle action. I will write here register dot pending. Second, we are going to pass this function inside which I will only pass state as the argument. When it is pending, what I have to do, this loading I have to set to true. So here I will write state dot loading is equal to true. And if I am having any error, for safer side, I will set state dot error to be null. Then next, I'm just going to add another case. Now inside this, we are just going to check for fulfilled case. Here I will be writing register dot fulfilled. Second, we will be passing state and action as the argument. In this case, let me just copy, paste it here. Loading, I have to set to false, and whatever, by chance, if I am having any error, then that error I'm just going to set to null. Let me just open user controller. Inside this register function, what we are sending? We are sending complete user as the response. Let me just scroll up. This is our registered user. We are sending complete user as the response. And inside this, let me open this send token. So inside the response, we are having success, we are having user, as well as we are having token. So now this success, I'm just going to access from payload. So here I will be writing state.success is equal to, if everything is fine, success will be true. So from payload, I'm just going to access success. So this entire value will be assigned to the payload. So from payload, I'm just going to access success. Then next, I have to access user. State.user is equal to action.payload.user. Okay, you can see this complete user we will be having inside the payload. So from there, we are just going to access user. Okay, for safer side, we will be adding optional chaining. If we are not able to assign any user, or if we are not able to access any user, then user we are going to set as null. Okay, only the fallback. Even if you are doing this, we are accessing user and we are storing inside this user property. Then finally, if the user is registered, this is authenticated, we are going to set to true. So here I will write state dot is authenticated. Now directly I will not assign the value true. Instead, I will copy this entire thing and here I will pass null, copy, and this entire thing I will be wrapping in parenthesis. And here I will be passing this boolean function. If I am having user and if the user is successfully registered, then using this boolean function, I will make it as true. If I am not having any user, then it will be returning false. Then finally, last case, register dot rejected. Then we will pass state dot action open. From here, copy this entire thing. Here I will be pasting loading. We are just going to set to false. Here I will make it as arrow function. Loading we will set to false, and in place of this, let me remove. Here I will write action dot payload dot message, or else if I am not having any message, then same error message I will copy, and inside this I will be pasting. Here also, if I am having message, then access message, instead of throwing undefined or some error, we are going to throw this error. So for safer side, we are going to pass optional chaining. And if we are having any error, then what we have to do, this user we have to set back to null, and also is authenticated we have to set to false. Okay, do not forget to make user as null and is authenticated to be false, because based on this is authenticated value, if the user is not logged in, we can tell user to log in and only then proceed with the payment. So for that reason, this property is very important. So only if the register is fulfilled, we are accessing user, we are accessing success, and also based on the user value, we are setting this is authenticated property.